Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Q&A video. I've posted one of these before and I had a lot of fun doing that, so I decided to do another one. I posted a picture on Instagram and asked you guys to leave some questions below, and I got some really good ones, but I did take a week off. I wanted to kind of address that. I wasn't here for a full week. I did not film last week. I just wanted to take a little breather because my life was just crazy for a little while, and with kids and family, and especially Valentine's week was super crazy. So last week was just kind of a recoup week, but I am going to be back into the swing of things, doing 2 videos a week starting today. So I wanted to start off with this one because it's just easy and fun, and I get to sit here and talk to you guys, which I have missed. So if you'd like to see some questions answered from Instagram, then go ahead and stick around. So like I said, the questions are from Instagram, so I just took screenshots and I'm just gonna go in the order that they were asked. So the first question is, how did you get started in the makeup industry? And honestly, it was just kind of by chance. I always did makeup for everyone. I have an older sister who really doesn't do makeup at all. She doesn't really wear very much makeup. So for her friends and my friends, I always just did makeup for everyone. And then I got to do it as a job for a little while. And then I just got asked to do makeup for like photo shoots and stuff a lot of the time. So that's when I started doing freelance. And now I'm sitting here doing YouTube videos. Okay, I'm gonna start mentioning you guys' names, and I am really sorry if I butcher them. But Maydew530 says, what are your top 5 must-have makeup items? And that's pretty easy for me. It would be foundation, concealer, brows, mascara, and a good lip balm. Tita Talks Beauty asks, what are your top skincare items at the moment? And I would also love to see your makeup collection. Well, addressing the makeup collection thing first, I will show you guys eventually. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that we are in the process of selling our house. And when the realtor came in last week, she was talking about staging the house, and she was like, you need to put all this makeup up because it is taking up too much space. So it is literally all in boxes right now, and it is so sad. But when it comes to my top skincare items, I do have a few favorites right now that are completely new to my skincare routine, and it's really scary always adding new things to your routine. I did have a really bad experience. You guys can probably tell in my skin right now, it doesn't look its best, but one thing went wrong, but the rest of the stuff I've really been loving. There's a microderm that you use with like your Clarisonic from DermaMD that I'm really loving. True Self Organics, they have a mask that's like a detox mask that I've really loved, and a line from Murad that I've been trying out. And the Murad thing is a big deal because if you have followed my channel, you know that I love my Mario Badescu line, and that is a big deal for me to be like switching over from that to the Murad. So I've really been loving that. M. Camacho, or Camacho, I'm not sure, I'm sorry, says, where do you shop clothing wise? And I like to shop at a lot of different places. I don't like to just stick to one store, but generally I really like to go into like H&M and Forever 21 because they're just easy and affordable. And I also like Express. Their jeggings fit me really well because I am only 5 foot tall, so those work out really nicely. I like to shop at Urban Outfitters. I like to shop at PacSun sometimes. I just have kind of eclectic taste, so wherever I find cute stuff is where I like to shop. Nora Arzola asked me a few questions, so I'll just start at the top of her list, and it says, how do you take care of your skin? And I will be doing an updated skincare routine, but I'll have my old one listed below because it's not too different. I am using a few different products right now, but I love to just really cleanse my skin. I do a detox mask probably once or twice a week, and at nighttime, I seriously slather my skin in so many products. She also asked how old I am and how long I've been married, and I am 26 years old, and I've been married for almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in August. Her last question was, what are my 10 favorite items under $10? And I'm guessing these are makeup items. So the Milani Baked Blushes, the Milani Lipsticks, the Maybelline Lipsticks, Maybelline Color Elixirs, Maybelline Age Rewind and Brightener, Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, LA Girl Gel Glide Eyeliners, Demi Wispies from Ardell, and NYX Butter Glosses. Soraya81 asks, what have you always wanted and did you ever get it? I guess something materialistic is a Range Rover, and no, I have never gotten that. And just something in life in general is I've always wanted to be married and have kids really young, and yes, I did get that. Little2Shorty5 asks, what are your hobbies? I love to cook, I love to bake, I love crafting stuff, and just being creative. Anything creative I love to do. The next question is from Jessica A16, and it says, what do you do for your face to stay hair free? Do you shave it? LOL. I don't really have too much problem with hair except for my eyebrows. My eyebrows are insane. They are just wild and crazy. And if I didn't groom them myself, then they would be all over the place. They need to be done right now, so don't judge. But as far as the rest of my face, I don't really have any hair on my face. And if I did, I don't think I would shave it. As far as my eyebrows, I do wax and groom my own eyebrows myself just because I've had so many horror stories whenever I let anybody else touch them. Red Rose 0715 asks, what are your favorite drugstore and high-end products? I love my Revlon Color Stay Whip Foundation. The Maybelline lipsticks, I really love those. The Maybelline Adri Wine Brightener, I always use that. And my Ardell Wispy Lashes. And then as far as high-end products, I love NARS blushes. They are just, I feel like, the best blushes. I really love Hourglass, like the ambient lighting powders. Anything Kat Von D that I've tried so far, I've really loved. And then my Anastasia products for my brows are the only products that I'll use. And her second question is, and when do you think the right time to have babies is, and does it take away from your life? Thanks, wish you all the best. Thank you so much. The first question, when do you think the right time to have babies is? I have no clue. I think the Lord will give you a baby whenever it's right for you in your life. And looking back, a lot of people probably would have thought Noah, whenever we had Noah, was bad timing. I was 19, I was in my second semester in college, and then also with Layla, Belle was only 5 months old. She had turned 5 months old the same week that we found out I was gonna have Layla. So the timing was crazy, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I think that the Lord just has a plan for everybody, and the baby will come when it's supposed to come. And as far as taking away from your life, I know some people might have a different opinion on that, but for me, I never like went out and did any partying or anything like that. So I was always at home anyway, and I always wanted to be a mom really young. So that didn't affect me at all. I think even if you are like somewhere else in your life and you're having kids, I think that you just get a different kind of fun. I mean, kids are such a blessing and they are so fun and they bring so much light to your life. So I would definitely say they do not take anything away from your life. They definitely bring so much more than you could ever imagine. Okay, so I had Laura Lee and a couple of other people ask me about embarrassing stories, and immediately I thought about 2 instances where I got so embarrassed. It happens every time, and you guys are probably gonna laugh because it sounds so silly. My husband thinks it is the most hilarious thing, but if I get complimented out in public, I seriously get so embarrassed. I shut down, my whole face, my chest gets like red and blotchy, and I start sweating and I don't know what to do. So the 2 instances were both at the mall, and the first time we were in an elevator because we had this giant stroller because we have 2 babies. So we're in an elevator and they were probably only like 15 or 16, these 2 girls, and I seriously thought they were talking about me. Both instances, I thought these people were talking about me. So I was just looking at the floor like annoyed, like these girls are talking about me right now. And so I look up and this girl looks at me and she goes, "You're so pretty, it's stupid." And I don't know, like I just get so embarrassed. Like my whole face, my chest, like I said, turns blotchy and red. I started sweating. I didn't know what to do, and I said thank you and was like so happy whenever the elevator door opened and just like bolted out of there. And my husband was laughing so hard. He's like, "Why do you get so embarrassed about that?" And I have no clue. But the next time we were also at the mall, and it was like a table of maybe like 6 or 7 people. Same thing, thought they were talking about me, kept looking at the floor because it made me uncomfortable. And then the one girl turned around and said that they were talking about me because she thought that I was pretty. And that's it. All she said was, "We were just talking about you because we think you're really pretty." That's it. Turned red, started sweating, and got really, really embarrassed and said thank you and like ran off. Like I turn into this like super embarrassed little red tomato if someone says like anything nice to me in public. I have no clue how to say this next name. I think it's Rabzatic. I'm sorry if I butchered that if you're watching this, but you asked, from which country are you and have you learned makeup? I was born in the Philippines. We moved to the States whenever I was about 9 months old, and then I grew up in a small town in Indiana my whole life. And you asked, how have you learned makeup? I've just learned makeup on my own, just doing makeup ever since I was really little. I think having an art background really helped. I've always been really into art, so I think that plays a big part in it. She also asked, what is my most favorite foundation? And I have a few. Right now I have one that I think might be like my top favorite foundation that is brand new to me, so I'm gonna wait to tell you about that one. But I love my Revlon Color Stay Whip Foundation, and I really love the Laura Mercier Silk Cream as well. Becca Brinkley asks, how do you fit makeup, hair, raising a child, and work into a day? As far as like throughout the day, I'm usually consumed with just my kids and my house and my husband and just being a homemaker, running errands, everything, you know, like a normal mom would do. And then at nighttime is when I sit down and I film videos, or that's whenever I do my work like with cakes and stuff like that. So I do all of that extra stuff whenever they're sleeping. So I don't get a lot of sleep that way, but it's how it works. And as far as like hair and makeup, like going out places, I always wake up a lot earlier than my kids. I will wake up before them at about like 5:30 on days that we have to do stuff, because I do have to wake them up at about 6:30 or 7, and I will get completely ready so that whenever they're up, I can just focus on getting all three of them ready and out the door. KBBY17 asked, what made you want to start a YouTube channel? And I had talked about this in my last Q&A, but honestly, a lot of people that I had done makeup for asked me to do a YouTube channel so that they could recreate the looks at home. And I had always wanted to do a YouTube channel, but I was actually really intimidated by it, and I don't get intimidated very easily. But the fact that there are so many people out there doing YouTube channels and beauty videos, and then there are so many people that are just mean. Like mean people on the internet that want to tear people apart, like that makes me so anxious and so uncomfortable. But my husband really, like, he just encouraged me. He got me a camera and the lights and everything, and he just encouraged me to do it. So I am so glad that he did, because I love talking to you guys. Megan Reese said, hair talk, anything and everything about it. I'm not sure exactly what you want to know about my hair. I do get a lot more questions on my hair now that it's short, and I was so nervous to cut my hair short because I've always had long hair, but I really love it this length. I might get a little bit more taken off. But whenever I went to go get it cut, I just brought a bunch of Pinterest pictures, and it is a little bit shorter in the back and then these long pieces in the front, and it's just long layers all the way around. And then as far as my color, I just went back to my natural hair color, because if you look like way back, I had this balayage and ombre, and it was always really brassy, and then once we got to where it was supposed to be blonde, it got a toner put on it, and my hair just turned blue-gray. So I am back to my dark hair, and I don't think I will ever bleach my hair again, because it was so dead and so fried, and it was just a nightmare. XOXO Carmen 20 asks, how old are you? Did you major in anything in college? And mascara or lipstick? I am 26 years old. Did you major in anything in college? Yes, I majored in physical therapy. Mascara or lipstick, I would pick mascara because I have puny Asian eyelashes. Zora Beauty asked, when did you decide you wanted to do YouTube? I love your style and your channel. Thank you so much. I actually decided I was going to jump into YouTube right after I had Belle, and then I had to wait a little bit longer because I ended up getting pregnant with Layla, and I didn't want to be like huge and pregnant on YouTube. So I started my channel after Layla was born. I think she was only like a month old whenever I started. Becca Brinkley also asked, your must-have eyeshadow palette. I would say my Lorac Pro 1 palette and then my Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette from Morphe are tied for my favorite palette. I use both of those all the time, and they're just warm and neutral and stuff that I can do any kind of look with. Harrison Britt has a few questions, so I'm going to start with the first one. It says, how do you make sure to put God as first priority on top of your busy schedule? And I think that just putting God first in every facet of your life, and just saying, you know, every morning, waking up and saying, Lord, this is your day. Whatever comes my way is going to be okay, because I'm going to have you with me throughout the day. And if you get frustrated or your day just gets crazy, I have 3 little kids, so my day gets frustrated and crazy a lot. And in those moments, just sitting down and saying, you know, Lord, I give this to you. I give you this situation. You would be amazed at how much better you're going to feel. Do you plan to have any more children? I get this question so much in like my day-to-day life. I'm not sure. Right now, I think we're good. My kids are really close together, especially my girls. So if we do have another one, it'll probably be a little while. But my husband thinks that 3 is like an oddball number, so we have to have 4 so it's balanced out, so that we don't have anyone that's like left out. But I don't know about that. I don't know if I think that's true. So we'll see. The last question is, if you could only choose a baking career or a career in makeup, which would you choose? And I think that's kind of hard because they are pretty similar in that they are both like very art related, but one's cooking and one is doing people's makeup. I think I would choose makeup just because like baking is not my favorite thing in the world. Baking cake isn't. I love the art side where I get to decorate and do things like that, and I love making macaroons, but as far as like baking a cake and measuring everything out, not my favorite thing in the world. Love coming up with like flavor combinations, but actually baking cake is so time consuming. So I think I would pick makeup, and especially if you're doing makeup on other people, just getting the reactions is seriously the best feeling in the world, especially when I got to work with brides and like I would turn them around and they wouldn't see themselves until they were completely ready for their wedding, and someone saying, "You made me feel so beautiful," and letting people realize how beautiful they really are is such a rewarding thing. So I would pick makeup. Natty_Demas said, would you rather go the rest of your life without makeup or your YouTube career? And I think this is a trick question because if I didn't have the makeup, then I wouldn't have the YouTube career. So I would live the rest of my life without the YouTube career. And then the next question is, how do you balance mommy life, wife life, baking, and YouTube? Do you ever get overwhelmed? You are so graceful and always seem so sweet and genuine. Thank you for your pure and great example on YouTube. Thank you so much. You guys' comments like that seriously mean the world to me. And then as far as the question, how do you balance everything and if I get overwhelmed? Balancing everything has been crazy, and honestly I've been overwhelmed a lot lately. I've been realizing that I can't be perfect at everything and I can't do everything. I've always been a perfectionist, so that's really hard for me, and I always have wanted to take on like everything that I possibly could. Every time someone asks me, will you do this, can you do this, yes, 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 to everything. And I've been realizing that I can't say yes to everything, and I have to just give myself a little bit of a break. Like 2 and 3 hours of sleep is not enough, especially whenever you're having to get up and like take care of 3 other people throughout the day. So yes, I do get overwhelmed sometimes, but I'm trying to be better about that. And that was the last question for my Q&A. I had a ton of fun answering you guys' questions. If you guys like videos like this and you want to see some more, then go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and I'll know to do some more. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye!